He broke the vows he made to you. He stood in front of you on your wedding day and promised that he will never leave your side. He looked into your eyes and said, "No matter what happens, I will always be here. We will face everything together." You believed every word. You did not marry him because of his money. You did not marry him because of his status. You did not marry him because of what he had. You married him because you trusted him. You believed he was a man who would protect your heart. Years later, you found yourself sitting alone in a living room while he spent more time away from home than with his family. The man who once rushed home to see you now acted like being around you was a burden. One evening, he came home late. "Where are you from?" you asked quietly. "I'm tired," he replied. "I don't want to talk about it." You looked at him and said, "We barely talk anymore. What is happening to us?" He snapped. "Nothing is happening." But deep inside, you knew something was wrong. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months. The distance between you grew stronger. One night, you finally gathered the courage to speak out. "Do you still love me?" you asked. He stayed silent. That silence hurt more than any answer you could receive. "Please say something," you whispered. After a long pause, he looked away and said, "I don't know." Your heart shattered. This was the same man who once promised that he would never make you question his love. You cried yourself to sleep that night. You kept hoping things would change. You kept believing the man you married would come back. Instead, things became worse. The phone calls became secretive. The excuses became endless. The kindness disappeared. One afternoon, you confronted him. "Tell me the truth. Is there someone else?" He became very angry. "Why are you always asking questions?" "Because I deserve answers," you replied. He walked away without saying any word. That was the moment you realized he was no longer fighting for the marriage. You remember the vows he made. You remember the promises. You remember the dreams you built together. Yet the person who promised to stay was now the person causing the deepest pain. Months later, the truth finally came out. There was another woman. When you discovered it, you felt like the ground disappeared beneath your feet. You looked at him with tears running down your face. "How could you do this to us?" He avoided your eyes. "It just happened." You shook your head. "No, it didn't just happen. You made choices." Every lie was a choice, every secret was a choice. For the first time, he had nothing to answer. Then, that the hardest part was watching someone break promises that were supposed to last for a lifetime. You gave him your heart, you gave him your trust, you gave him your loyalty, you gave him the best years of your life, and all of that he threw it away. Days became months, the marriages ended, the home you built together became a memory, the future you planned together disappeared, but something unexpected happened. You slowly began to heal. The tears became less frequent. The sleepless nights became fewer. The woman who once felt broken started finding herself again. Then one day a message appeared on your phone. It was him. He said, "I miss you." You stared at the screen. After everything he had done, those were the words in your head. A few days later, he asked to meet. When you sat across from him, he looked different. The confidence was gone. The pride he once had was gone. Regret was written all over his face. He made the biggest mistake of his life. He admitted. You remained silent. "I thought you would be happier," he continued. "I thought the grass was greener elsewhere." And was it? You asked. He lowered his head. No. For a moment, neither of you spoke. Then he said the words you never expected to hear from him. I broke every promise I made to you. Tears fell from his eyes. I see that now. You listened carefully, not because you wanted him back, but because you needed him to finally understand the damage he caused. He looked at you and whispered, if I could go back, I could do everything differently. You took a deep breath, but you can't go back. He nodded. I know. That was the painful truth. Some that was the painful truth. Some mistake cannot be undone. Some promises, once broken, leave scars that never fully disappear. You stood up and prepared to leave. Before walking away, you said something he would never forget. You did not break up with me when you broke your vows. You revealed who you really were. And while you were busy losing me, I was learning how to live without you. For the first time, he understood what he had lost, and for the first time in years, you walked away with a peaceful mind, with a mind made up, with a genuine heart, not holding grudges, not holding anything against him. If you're just joining my channel, or if this is your first time of watching my channel or coming across my channel, please subscribe, click on the notification button, and like, share. You may not know whose life you may change with just one button. Love you, and see you in my next episode.